Oh, yeah. Let's get this party started. Yeah, man, as we work our way to football season. Oh, yeah. So, what's going on, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters? What's really going on with you today? Guess what? It's your boy, G, the #1 Cowboy fan Hampton, coming at you live, direct, and correct. And guess what? Oh, yeah, I got some news that you can use. How about that? So, I hope everybody had a great weekend or having a great weekend. But I'm here to report this morning that guess what? We had a first day rookie minicamp. Yes. I don't know about y'all, man, but we getting closer and closer, man. This is the start of something brewing, man. We starting to get the rookies in, and you know what comes after the rookies. Then you got the veterans that come in. So, and before you know it, man, we will be in training camp. But I want to say to you guys, man, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel, man, liking the channel, pressing the notification button, man, and just leaving comments, man. I mean, you know, I think we all desperate waiting on some football, man. We're ready to get down and get started with this football, and so we can get back on and see what we really have. So, yeah, so yesterday on Friday was the first day of minicamp. They actually broke it down into 2 sessions. They had 2 practices. So basically what they're trying to do is catch these rookies up to get them up to par. I have a short video that I wanted you guys to see. And it actually shows all the rookies reporting at camp. Saw a lot of them really working a lot of special teams. You know, they were doing a lot working at their position, but I did notice that a lot of them was working on special teams, and basically that's usually what happens when rookies come in order to make them, you know, get some PT on the field. They usually start on kickoff return things, punt return, things like that. Believe me, I know. I've witnessed it. But so yeah, I got a little video of the first day of mini camp. So let's check that out and see what that's about.
Of course, there was a coaching change, and this coaching staff said they did their due diligence, talking to both staffs, both his former and his current staff, when they were looking at drafting him. And I thought one of the more interesting stories was, you know, we've heard him talk so highly about Rod Marinelli, and Marinelli has spoken highly about Tristan Hill to me. And today he revealed that on his 21st birthday, it was the night before his pro day, he was downstairs in this low-end hotel in the lobby hanging out with Rod Marinelli, just going through plays. And so he talked about that's something that he's always going to remember, that he did it with his coach. And you know, today he just kept reiterating that he is coachable. He doesn't know how that storyline got fueled, but he's excited to be in Dallas and excited to be doing it with Rod Marinelli.
Yeah, and shout out to the University of Central Florida. For some reason I said Tristan Hill went to TCU. A little insertion there on my part. It's UCF where Tristan Hill went. And he's going to have an opportunity to play in Rod Marinelli's defense when they were able to form that relationship during the draft process. And we look ahead to all of the relationships that they've formed, Charlie Casserly, with this talented group, in ways to pay all of them. That's coming up. How does that impact this offseason for Dallas?
Well, here's what you got here as far as you got your 3 guys, your core players. Now, what's interesting is their contracts come up in different years, which that's an advantage. Here's the reason. First of all, you have Dak Prescott first, Amari Cooper second, Ezekiel Elliott third. If you put a lot of money into Dak this year, where you pay him what you can take some money next year and redo his contract, giving you money to sign Amari. And then the following year, you have 2 guys that you can redo their contracts and extend them, shove the money out a little bit farther, and then you get Zeke done. So that's one concept here. You have over 3 years, which is good. Now, to me, it's the Indianapolis Colts model. When they were championship football team, they had highest paid quarterback in football, usually every year, Peyton Manning. They paid him. They paid Marvin Harrison at wide receiver. They paid Dwight Freeney to rush the passer. It's the Marcus Lawrence. As far as the Cowboys equal there. And then you had Edgar James at running back. Now, they had those core guys, and they paid them, and they won. And how do you win when you have to pay 4 guys like that? Now, people say, well, it's more money now. The cap is more now. I'm not sure what the percentage equality is. But You got to do a great job in scouting, which the Cowboys have done. That's why this team is a team on the verge of taking a big step, and that's why Stephen Jones, basically come out and said, "Man, we can do something special here, but we're going to have a little bit of help." Now, in reality, Dak Prescott's, we know he's not Peyton Manning. He's not an elite quarterback in the National Football League. If he can get a good salary out of this, he ought to be very thankful about it. Mari Cooper, good player. Elite wide receiver? No. Ezekiel Elliott? Hey, he's a Hall of Famer. We know he's going to get top dollar here. So it'll be interesting how it plays out. But credit the Cowboys to putting themselves in this position where they're this good and have these players to pay. And it can be done. The Colts showed it.
So I can also say that was good. Good information, watching those kids out there on the field and learning and catching up. Get acclimated to what professional football is like. So, they got 2 more days on the field. So let's see how that works out. Also, I got a clip of Rod Marinelli. He's talking about what a under tackle and a 3 technique is. Very interesting in what he meant by the 2. So we got a clip that I like you guys to see. I'm gonna share it with you here. And he also talks about Tristan Hill, man. He really likes Tristan Hill a lot, man. So let's get into this video and see what Rod has to say about this front line. So let's get into it. So also, I want to say that you won't be able to see Chris Rashad. I think you see him in the background, but you will see him working with the DBs. So let's check this video out and see what's going on with Rod Marinelli and his front line.
Well, he's got this. Does he have this? Does he have? And you learn that from calling a guy. Hey, you out working? Oh, I got to go because I got to go work out. Okay, I bought that. And, but you know what I'm talking about. But you try to build a little relationship with a lot of these guys over the course of time, and you get to know them. And then, because it's hard, you don't get these. I mean, you're investing a lot of money and everything in these guys. I got to find ways to. Can this guy do what I want him to do? Physically, he might be able to, but does he have the heart and the want to do it?
Have you gone through again this process in recent years where you can just in your meetings, you can tell, or you're unsure because it is a short amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
You're unsure whether or not you can reach them or they can respond to you the way you need, and that factors in.
And that allows me, especially when you go to school, you talk to the coaches, you meet other people. Our scouts do all that, but then you like to hear it maybe a second time here or the third, or, and then just keep researching and because it's a unique position, that under tackles, you got to have stuff first, but then you got to say, man, I want to do it every day.
Well, I think to me, Tristan's unique because I'm sure you talked to a lot of defensive linemen during this whole process.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how many did you create a relationship like this with in this regard? How many were calling you? And
oh no, I actually about 4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5. Okay,
yeah.
well, it wasn't just
over the period of time, and I get to know them.
Right.
And that position. It's just, people say 3 technique. There are a lot of 3 techniques, not many under tackles.
Okay, what's the difference? Because we don't know.
The motor, I know, and that's my fault. But it's that motor of movement and speed, and guys can make a 2-way go, and it's a guy that can take over a game with his presence.
That's an under tackle. That's not a 3 technique.
Not in ours.
Okay.
That's my world.
Right.
And there's not many of them all the time. So that's the thing I constantly look at is that and the traits are feet and movement. And now, sometimes over the years, you couldn't find the guys with the, McFarland was shorter, okay? Warren was 6'1"-ish in that area. Tommy Harris he's 6'2", 285, 290. But they all have that something, that twitch. John Randall was 6 foot. These are all under tackles. Right. And so you look for those traits, and then you got to see the motor on tape.
So what under tackles have you had here in Dallas?
The first really good one was Hatch. So they come in all sides. I mean, that's what he's supposed. He had 11 sacks inside, and where you can kind of control a game. So now you're really helping your ends. They're saying, man, we got to get some hats. Aaron Donald is that type of guy in this league, right?
You haven't really had it since. I mean, you haven't had the ideal production from that position. You've
not like Hatch, double-digit sack guy inside. And we've had some really good performances. I think Malik's going to be right there with it all. He's just been banged up a little bit each year. So I think when he's really healthy, it's going to be fun to watch.
Is he under tackle or 3 technique?
Under.
In the league is
Oh
under
yeah,
tackle.
that's when we went. He got twitch.
Okay.
It's that
He just can't-
twitch.
Yeah, it's just a matter of keep.
Yeah.
What do you got now?
Twitch.
Okay.
It's that twitch.
You obviously really like Tristan. How many guys did you watch in this year's draft class that fit that bill?
As an under, I'm going to say there was just. I'm not naming names.
Right,
I
yeah.
felt there's only maybe 3 that
He was one
really.
of them.
Yeah, he's one of the guys I look at. Now, there's other guys I could see moving. Hey, and this guy could come in. This guy can do this. All those things, but that then it's got to show up on tape too. That there's a certain motor you're looking for on tape. That the guys that really play hard, and it's Arcet. You can't duck here. You can't hide. If you're not hustling, the big lights on you, and so we got to have guys that can't live without it.
So he is.
Well, that was a great video, man. I think Rob Marinelli, he is really excited about working with these kids, man, and I think he really has a nose and has a knowledge of what he's looking for in that front line. So, like he said, he likes a player that has a motor. There's certain things that he's looking for in these front linemen. So, I'm thinking they're putting all the right ingredients in for this recipe that they're trying to create. So, but anyway, man, like I say, man, I just want to share that with you guys. Also, one other thing I want to share with you, we got Jason Witten back, and we also got Travis Fredericks coming back. So let's see how that works out. But I did want to share this with you guys, man. Like I always say, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen, Captain. Deuces.